Good evening. So we had another game last night, and we ran 4th edition again in my campaign world, the world of Aria and Haven. And we had a 6-man party last night. Starting immediately to my left, we had Dreda, the level 2 half-orc barbarian. We had Andrus, the level 2 war priest cleric. We had Ziria, the level 2, everyone's level 2, the half-elven ranger. We had Valeth, the human ranger. We also had tonight Shepherd, our level 2, again with level 2, everybody, in case you didn't notice, they're level 2. Tiefling monk, or tiefling, however you want to pronounce it, I don't care. We also were joined by our Eladrin assassin, Koltar, and they'd found themselves over the past weeks since our last encounter, living life as anyone would, and spending too much time at Conrad's mom's bar, just like anybody in Haven does. So they were sitting at the bar, and mysteriously, the monk had actually been sitting there by himself because he didn't yet know the party. He had traveled from a far-off land where he had trained in the ways of the monk, and his sect had sent him off to experience in the adventure in the world, and he had found himself in the great city of Haven. And of course, if you're going to be in Haven, no trip to Haven is complete without dinner at Conrad's mom's bar. Well, he was having lunch there, and he takes a bite of his leg of lamb or whatever, and mutton, and puts it down. And next time he picks it up, the second it leaves his field of view, he realizes there's a note before him. Cut to the rest of the party, who is sitting around just enjoying revelry, having a great time, and a lizard man approaches and identifies himself as Panlin, I think was his name, and states that he's there to deliver a message to the party, and drops it on the table, bows, and skulks away. So the half-orc barbarian grabs it. Dreda grabs the note and reads it. It simply states that they are invited to a party at the house of one Zankus Wildbeard, and possibly a job offering, and punch and pie will be served after. And Valeth actually notices that the tiefling has also received the same note, and approached him. And a good old ranger pal of mine decided he was going to try to make it easy on me and get the monk into the group early. Unfortunately, that didn't quite pan out. Sean's trying to play antisocial again, which is fine. I mean, I don't require any member of the party to actually carry along. We'll play 2 separate games of D&D. It'll just be a little boring for the loner. But they found their way to eventually to Wildbeard Manor, and through perception and a history check, actually, Andrus had found himself to be acknowledged in the ways of the governing council of Haven, to know that Wildbeard was one of the great mages that sat on the ruling council. So he goes up to they approach the manor gates, and it's still early midday, and the barbarian Dreda decides he's just going to go up to the manor now. And well, there's mage guards watching during the daytime. They shoo him away. They find no purpose for him to be there, and I kind of gave them this time to see if they needed to get any extra equipment, if anyone wanted to do anything in town. But they seemed prepared. So we sped time up a little bit and proceeded to that evening's festivities, where the mages had actually shifted off their duty, and the night guard had taken place. Well, the night guard consists of 6 suits of animated plate mail armor that beckon them onto the grounds and point them to the manor's entrance. They make their way up to the manor gates, and noticing the beautiful topiaries and the nice marble and granite walkway leading up to the manor's doors, and they're greeted by the manor's butler. Zancus's butler greets them at the door and introduces himself, welcomes them to the party, and apologizes for his master as he was not yet there. He'd been held in council chambers. As the party questions him and says, "Well, why aren't they here?" And he says, "I'm sorry, I'm just a butler. I'm so sorry, but my master's not here yet. If you come away to the dining hall, he'll be with us shortly." And eventually they do agree to go to the dining hall, where they find, I'd actually written here 2 separate introductions to the quest giver. And the first one ended up being the one they taken, is if they had not dallied about and arrived on time perfectly, which they did, they were there way early, they'd be greeted by the butler and fed a lavish meal and drink, whatever they wanted. Everything was already there. And again, Wildbeard, I guess I'll introduce Wildbeard as a level 15 gnomish mage, master illusionist. And he is also the head of the Wizards Academy as far as the School of Illusion goes. So who knows if you're actually eating. Sure seems like you are, though. So they're all eating, all of their favorite foods, anything they can think of. Sky's the limit. I let them have it because Zancus had accommodated that. They're at his grand dining hall table, and they're just filling their faces. And out of nowhere, a loud bang, and Zancus appears at the head of the table, sitting in his throne, and introduces them to their quest.